Hi folks, Croy here, back to basics on Elite Dangerous Alpha. We've been going at a slow pace. We've been looking and taking our time, trying to set up controls, trying to learn to fly before we shoot, and making sure that we have our craft in the best possible position to destroy. In the last scenario, it was trash cans. In this scenario, things get just a little bit more interesting. So we're going to be looking at the first kill scenario. Fortunately, the AI in this is not particularly aggressive. You're likely to get a few shots in before he even notices that you're on his tail. But let's not worry about shooting. Again, this stuff about Mastopolis tipping you off, Solar Fluke, don't get drawn in. What we're going to do here is use this scenario as a guide, as a flight partner. We're going to try and follow my leader. It's a simple but actually quite a tricky thing to sort. We're going to keep the ship that we see just on the asteroid there within 1,200 meters. We're not going to shoot to start with, we're just going to try and keep the ship within 1,200 meters. And when you're happy with keeping the ship within 1,200 meters, I'm going to try and get it down to maybe 500 or 600. So, boost, power forward, boost if you need to, tab is boost. Probably not wise when you're heading straight toward an asteroid, as the navi field there tells us we're heading for a collision. That's the navigation aid there. We are close enough to the enemy ship, flying nicely between some asteroids, but let's get them targeted. So get the reticule round, press T, that gives us a distance. Gonna try and keep the ship within 1,200 meters. To do this, we need not to be flying too fast. In fact, we need to be flying at roughly the same kind of speed that the ship is, and I'm guessing that this ship is doing lots and lots of turns, and as you may have read elsewhere, there is a sweet spot for turning these ships. The Sidewinder has a sweet spot that's marked with blue. You can actually see that the thrust indicator line, i.e. the level that your thrust is set at, rather than the speed you're travelling, is blue. And as I boost to the thrust and the speed catches up with the thrust line indicator, I'm going faster. I will need to slow down before I reach the ship, because remember, it takes time to decelerate. You can't just suddenly put on the brakes, go backwards. If you do that, you'll end up flying right by. So, flying at the sweet spot speed is easy to spot, because you can then suddenly turn a lot faster than you were able to previously. If you do find that you lose visual with the ship, look down immediately to your scanner and you can see if they are above or below you. The scanner is roughly the same as it was in Elite. It's maybe not golf clubs, but it does do the same job. The longer the line, the further the distance. If it looks like it's connected above you, then you have to pitch up, and conversely, if they are below you, then you have to go down to get access to them. So again, I've powered my thrust to maximum, and I'm catching up, so I want to slow down before I reach the ship. And now, if I'm concentrating, I can probably keep within not much distance at all there. So I'm actually down to like 300 meters or so. I wonder if they're going to crash into that asteroid. Yep, and so am I. Who's the bigger fool? The fool that jumps or the fool that follows? But I'm still within the 1,200, so I'm going to count that as a bit of a victory. Why are we doing this? Well, it's really important that you've got the control of your ship so that you don't end up smashing. But it's also really important that you can keep the ship in your sights. And although we're not locked or we haven't got missiles or even our guns out, we know that we're in a much better position if we can actually keep this kind of flying pattern going. We're behind the ship can't get away from us, it can't turn around quickly to fire on us, so we're going to be doing the shooting. It's gone past the asteroid which I'm about to land on. Nice scrape there. And I've lost my shields. Classic bit of flying. So, I lost a bit of hull there. That was very ill-advised flying. I hope that you are able to avoid landing on asteroids. Losing your hull, but I think we've got more than enough to take this guy out, so let's have a shot, get our weapons up. Notice, of course, your right mouse button is your secondary weapon and your left mouse button is your primary weapon, but that is transposed order on the UI. It's actually your primary weapon on the right and your secondary weapon on the left, so don't let that confuse you. Left mouse button, main guns. Get the target in your sights and fire. Don't waste shots. Don't keep pressing the mouse button. Let it go. If you haven't got a clear shot, don't take it. But you're also trying to balance your position to make sure that you're in a good position. You are behind, and I've got too much there because I've shot away. I've still got them firing, and now he's turning and is gone. That was an easy kill. If I hadn't crashed into the asteroid, I would have 100% hull and shields, and I would be able to go into the next fight with full health, my weapons ready, and my heatsink. Let's give that another shot. This time go straight for the kill. So we're not going to follow my leader in this one, we're just going to go in straight. But don't fly in too fast, because he usually at the start of this mission is in front of an asteroid. So if you go in with all engines fully blazing, then you'll end up crashing. Remember that it's flashing because the resolution on the monitor isn't there, on the scanner isn't there. You need to get closer for your scanners to resolve the target to find out what it actually is. In this case, hello, it's the ship, so target. I'm already behind, get my weapons out. I'm not flying too quickly, I haven't got too much boost, but I've got enough to keep me up. I get the target into the centre, and with my left mouse button I start to fire, but not when I'm out, only when I've got a good view, a direct chance to strike. So the shields are down, the hull's at 61%, I'm still behind this guy, I'm able to follow him quite easily. He's banked heavily and then a pitch, but I'm not firing, I don't need to fire, I can't hit. Now I can almost hit. There you go, that was a sneaky hit. As the secret here, not to waste your heat. Don't build up heat unnecessarily. If you find that you're building up heat too quickly because you're holding the mouse button down, one thing you can all do is put power into your weapons by the right mouse button. What that does is it assists the cooldown, so you can actually fire for longer without building up as much heat. You will eventually max out the heat, but you will get a lot more shots out of your guns before. Okay, the guy's got no shields and he's at 35%. So we get a nice target with our extra boost, so our weapons are going to cool down faster. Fire a bit more, a couple more hits, you'd probably do it. And there we go. 2%, let's just toy with him a little bit here. One more shot, let's make it a beauty and fly through his debris. Get right up nice and close. Here we go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bang. Bear in mind, of course, that if you fly into that debris, well, yeah, it will actually scrape your shields and eventually your hull too. Okay. That's the second scenario through. You're not building up excess heat because you're not firing too much. You're not flying too quickly, so you're not losing sight of the enemy. You're able to get good position on them behind the enemy ship, because you're not then in sight or range of the weapons that are forward facing in this instance, and you are able to not hit asteroids and get clean shots in, so that when you leave this fight and go into the next one, you've got all your shields, you've got all your hull, and you've got all your heat sinks as well. It's a good look into some of the UI, it's a good look at some of the ship mechanics and how they work. On the next one we're going to be going up against the Sidewinder, so there's going to be a bit more tweaking to be done with the controls to make them just so. I hope you found that one useful, and thank you very much for watching.